Hello, welcome back to Beauty Bee. I recently finished my first official no buy. I suppose technically it was a low buy. I know that there are some people who really like to police those words. My no buy was for not just color cosmetics, but the cosmetics that I personally find interesting. Like, I don't find mascara interesting. I don't find my brow pencil interesting. Lip balm. So I just thought I'd go through how my experience went, sort of what I was thinking, what I feel I've learned, etc. Uh, I would also love to hear about anyone else's low buy or no buy experience down in the comments section. I think it's really interesting and very individual, and I'd love to hear about your experiences. I will post a video up in the cards that lays out my rules for this no buy. The too long didn't read version, it was going to be 3 months long, ending August 1st. At the end of that 3 months, I got $35 to spend on color cosmetics or, fun cosmetics that I wanted, and then another no buy period would start as soon as that money was spent. And technically, I am now on another no buy. That money has been spent. On August 1st, I placed an order at Ulta for, let's see, $38.79. That included, shipping was free because I spent just over $35. It included tax, everything like that. And I feel that $38.79 is pretty much exactly what I wanted to spend. The reason I set that $35 limit was because I knew that at the stores where I like to shop for makeup, so Ulta, Target, I think Walmart and Walgreens at least, all have this pretty similar free shipping limit of $35. So when I say I had a budget of $35, it was not a we're capping you at $35, $34.97 or else. It was I wanted to spend roughly $35. Spending $37, great. Spending $40, take a step back and reconsider your choices. That's not sticking to a $35 budget. Okay, have I over-explained that yet? Yes, good. So my order, when I placed it, was projected to be here on Friday, which is the 7th. We don't just have COVID to worry about now. We've got a tropical storm/hurricane. So we'll see when things get here. No big deal. But I will be posting a haul/review probably about a month, 6 weeks after I receive these items. I do want to show you what I get, and I think it's really helpful to hear reviews from people who are actually using products regularly, though I suspect you will already know what I got by then, because hopefully you will have seen it a lot on my channel. Hopefully these will be things I love, that I use all the time, that you see showing up just constantly in tutorials and get ready with me's, etc. So that brings me to another point. I found that this experience really led me to think more about my purchase. Knowing that if something didn't work for me, it was going to be 3 months until I could replace it, really made me take a step back and think. I've been out of that phase of being willing to buy to try for quite a while. I mean, 3 years ago, yes, I would find a good sale at CVS and buy like 3 lipsticks and just hope that one of them would work out really well for me. And thankfully, usually it did, but that was not a lot of money, because again, I was waiting for the really good sale, but it was a lot of waste, and it was a lot of energy, and it was just so unnecessary. So this time I really thought through everything that went into my cart. I mean, I actually did a video a few weeks ago, which I will, again, link up above. How many times have I said that phrase already in this video? Where I, every week, set out what my order would have been had I made it that day. Now, spoiler alert, what I ended up getting was not exactly what I had, I think, in any of those baskets, but it's very similar. There's definitely themes that developed. And I found that I was looking at this makeup very much as a tool. I mean, I've really never been someone who needed to have the newest, most exciting, most buzzed about thing. And I wanted to sort of move a step back from that to, what do I need? Obviously, I don't need anything. I don't need color cosmetics. I'm not going to say no one does, because, I mean, unfortunately, we live in a world where there are expectations on some women to present themselves in a certain way in various contexts. I'm lucky enough to not be in one of those situations, but I would never judge another individual for feeling that way. All right, so that was a tangent, but I think I was talking about filling gaps in my collection. When I'm getting ready in the morning, or in the afternoon, because COVID, what do I wish that I had and I just don't? And the answer I came to was that I don't have much colorful eyeshadow. I mean, this is a terrible example because I think I'm wearing a little bit of brown eyeshadow and nothing else, but I do want to get more into color. I think that as I move into the fall, I'll want pretty bold eye makeup because my face will be covered in a mask. Traditionally, for me, the interest has been in lips, with eyes being pretty secondary and generally fairly neutral, and I want to change that. Not a particularly in touch with my emotions kind of person. I have become a little bit more introspective in the last couple years, but I'm not always super comfortable just sitting with my feelings. But I kind of force myself to take a step back. Again, I keep saying that phrase. I kind of force myself to sit back a little and just think about my feelings and how I interact with beauty. So I think the first question is, did I find myself shifting from cosmetics to something else as far as shopping went? And I don't think I really did. To some extent, I found myself looking a little bit more at nail polish. I think that I bought 2 bottles over that no-buy period, and I was pretty close to buying a third, but stopped just short. Part of that was just being at my parents' house during quarantine. I brought 2 nail polishes home that both got finished fairly quickly, and I did want to continue to paint my nails, and the only other nail polish in the house was pink. Now, I like pink, appreciate it very much, but it's not something I want to wear day after day after day. So I purchased a green and a blue, and I don't regret those purchases, but I think it would be dishonest to say that I think I would have made those even if I hadn't been on my no-buy. I think I probably would have gotten the first one because there is such a thing as too much pink. However, I don't think the second one would have happened, and I definitely do not think I would have been tempted by the third. Now, as far as like homewares or going out to eat or trying to think what else people go to, clothing. I think clothing's the big one. No, I didn't find myself trying to buy more to make up for the fact that I wasn't getting a beauty hit. Question number 2, do I feel like it changed my relationship with my makeup collection or hoard, stash, toolkits, armory, whatever your preferred term for that is? Yes. I do think that I know every product that is currently sitting in that little set of 3 drawers behind me that I will probably take you on a tour of sometime soon. I know what it can do. I found myself actually mixing palettes, mixing lipsticks in ways that I had not done before, because when I wanted something new, I had options that were limited. As anytime I wanted something new, I couldn't buy it, so I had to find all my novelty within things that I already owned. So it forced me to be a little bit more creative. I couldn't just, buy a new quad if I felt like I wasn't able to do an interesting eyeshadow look. I also think that it somewhat changed my idea of what my ideal collection looks like. I think that if you'd asked me 3 months ago, or maybe more correctly, more like 6 or 7 months ago, what I thought I should have, I think that I would have said more lip products and actually fewer eye products than I would probably say now. I find that the lip products, I can get a really wide variety with what I currently have, which is not a huge amount. While 6 months ago, I would have said, I want something that's in between these 2 colors. I want this, but in a more shiny finish, etc. Now I know I can combine those, I can blot things, I can just dab things on and get a pretty wide variety of looks out of it. And I also would have said, if I have all of those lipsticks, I really probably don't need a lot in terms of eyeshadow. I think what I have as of that moment, which is more or less what I have now, would be very sufficient. And I'm finding that there are things that I want to do that I just can't do with the eyeshadow hoard I currently have. My current toolkit is very neutral. I have some purples, I have some pinks. I have sort of the modern Renaissance neutrals. I don't have modern Renaissance itself, but that color scheme that we've decided as a community seemingly is neutral, while it's most definitely not. I have those colors. I do not have a bright orange eyeshadow. I don't have super metallic red. There are colors that I would like to put on my eyes that I do not currently have and don't currently have a way of creating. Now for the final question, do I think that this no-buy changed my relationship with the beauty community? And again, it's a resounding yes. I have been very into watching YouTube beauty videos for probably 7 or 8 years at this point. And I have never had a huge amount of makeup. Certainly I don't have a beauty room. I don't even have a real vanity. Again, it's right behind me. Those blue drawers have all of my makeup in them, and they're just a little, like one of those desk organizers. I think it came from Target. So it was never my collection that really was impacted by beauty YouTube, but it took up and continues to take up quite a bit of space in my mind. I mean, I know about new releases. I could tell you various influencers' views on different products that I'd never tried and really had never thought very much about purchasing. And I find myself not watching quite as much beauty YouTube. I find myself reaching out more to other small channels rather than spending a lot of time watching not huge ones, because I've never been into, James Charles, Jeffree Star, that tier of influencer, but, larger channels. I also feel like I'm just a step further away from things. When a new release comes out, I mean, I see it, I still look at Trend Mood, but there's no immediacy to it. I know I'm not gonna buy it. The hype around new releases, which is just bizarre, but beside the point, feels even more otherworldly. It feels like a spectacle that I'm watching from the other side. I feel like I've gone from having a floor seat at an opera house to being up in one of the very far back balconies, needing my opera glasses to see anything. Did that metaphor make sense? Maybe. We'll see. Okay. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope this was interesting, and I would love to hear about your no-buy experience, if you've done one, and your no-buy plans, if you are on or really considering doing one. Thanks again for watching. I hope you like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I really hope I'll see you in the next one. Bye! This has nothing to do with the rest of the video, but I have dinosaurs and aliens on my shirt, and I wanted to show them. Bye for real this time.